Yesterday, Kyiv endured the biggest attack since Russia invaded Ukraine more than 3 years ago. There's some evidence some of those drones were made in China.
I'm very disappointed. Well, it's not, I'm just saying, I don't think he's looking to stop.
I want to hop into some CNN reporting covering a record amount of drones now fired into Kyiv by Russia just hours after the Putin and Trump phone call where, remember guys, solved on day one because it's all Democrats' fault and Biden is incompetent and anyone with the least bit of sense could solve it. So leave us a like on the video. It helps us out tremendously in the algorithm. It lets us know you enjoy the content, and let's get right into it.
Yesterday, Kyiv endured the biggest attack since Russia invaded Ukraine more than 3 years ago. The attacks happened hours after Putin and Trump spoke by phone. Trump said he was very unhappy with his conversation with Putin. Now, Russia has been stepping up its attacks on Ukraine, pounding Kyiv with a record number of drone strikes. And now officials in Kyiv say there's some evidence some of those drones were made in China.
It's actually entering scary territory, especially with the Chinese munitions part, both here and in the Middle East for that respect. I mean, largely because of Trump's incompetence. For all of Biden's faults, he was much stronger than Trump on coalition building and knowing when to lean on diplomatic relationships, like the unilateral coalition he put together to battle the Houthis, where Trump not only doesn't have that skill, or at least has never shown it, not in his first term, or has put any willingness to do so in this one. He just wants to destroy coalitions like NATO, but he's actively been hurting our positions with our allies, has been signaling willingness to go back on peace deals with Ukraine, so it's not like another country would want to make one with him. And I'm just sitting here like, duh, MAGA, you really fell for it again? Because obviously the war is going to get a lot worse when you put a man in charge who wants to publicly blame the victim and state that he won't have their back. Like, you think Putin sees that and goes, now's the time for peace? No, he smells blood in the water when he sees that. It was the unity that Biden projected that prevented anything near the scale of these drone strikes from happening.
Nights here, longer and louder, and solace something you find in the subway. A record assault that came moments after Presidents Trump and Putin spoke. That too did not go well.
I'm very disappointed with the conversation I had today with President Putin, because I don't think he's there. I don't think he's there. And I'm very disappointed. Well, it's not, I'm just saying, I don't think he's looking to stop. And that's too bad.
Among the smouldering remains of civilian worlds terrorized, Ukraine's foreign minister claimed fragments of a Goran 2 combat drone were found, made in China. The growing global footprint of a war where Kyiv's daylight is darkened still by the smoke of the night before, and where the damage done is measured in intimate personal loss.
I try not to be a doomer, especially on this channel. I don't engage in much doomerism, if you will, but I do believe at least one of these, either here or in the Middle East, will spill over under Trump and cause a greater war that will probably be drug into as Trump continuously tries to play the fence on these conflicts, signals a desire to get uninvolved. He's not signaling unity or projecting strength through unity, and it should not be forgotten, these have each gotten worse since Trump's taken office, and rapidly so. And that's largely because the world looks to us before they act. If Russia is now openly receiving munitions from China and using them in battle, as Putin is telling Trump in phone calls that he's going to do whatever he wants, I mean, these people clearly smell blood in the water, and they're gearing up to pounce once again. And I'll say it again, we're about to see how lucky we were that there wasn't a wide-scale conflict in Trump's first term. It wasn't a feature, it was a bug. And we were lucky that the bug existed.
This really seems to fly in the face of reporting earlier this week that the U.S. was pausing some shipments of weapons to Ukraine, including air defense missiles. What do you make of it all?
Yeah, Danny, good morning. There are a lot of different aspects to this, but one of the key aspects is that the administration is basically announcing two policies at the same time. One of the issues here is that the Department of Defense, as you mentioned, has stopped, at least temporarily, shipments of weapons to Ukraine, weapons and munitions. That, of course, is a real problem for the Ukrainians because they are dependent on U.S. munitions, especially munitions for the Patriot batteries, which are exactly what's needed for the air defense and missile defense of populated areas in Ukraine.
But guys, of course, it's just a coincidence that mere hours after a phone call with Putin where Trump announced to him that he would be stopping shipments of air defense missiles without even using it as his leverage to force any concessions that Putin just went and launched a record number of drone strikes. It's a coincidence that Putin never did any of this stuff under Biden and now is doing it all under Trump. Like, these people sense weakness. It's so obvious. They see our military under Trump focusing on firing black generals with experience, renaming ships, leaking battle plans, that we haven't been signaling unity. Trump has no diplomatic chops, no intelligence, no strategic awareness. And I get the feeling that they're starting to think we could win this if this is our adversary, with or without U.S. involvement. And I think they're probably betting on U.S. not getting involved under Trump, and that the goal is to just get more aggressive and rapidly so. And with Trump in office, I mean, they honestly might be right.